So hi guys, I'm Kush, and after quite a few months, I'm back again with one more project. So I'll be recording this entire project like what I've built, which is a project in microservice architecture. Uh, I built this project quite a while ago, like a month or 2 months ago, but I was a bit occupied with my life. That's why I forgot to record it. But now I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna show you what I actually built. So first of all, what is this? This is a microservice architecture. And let me first of all take you to the GitHub repository, which is available here at my GitHub multi-cloud gateway. So as the name suggests, this is a multi-cloud gateway, which basically has a microservice architecture, and this is the entire flow. So what does it have? It has an authentication service. It has a payment gateway service, which is backed up by the phone pay payment gateway. Then we have a notification service. Order service is not here right now. Then we also have a front end and also have a main gateways like which is written in Golang. So first of all, let me take you through the technologies which has been used in this project. As you can see, we have authentication service. So this is a service authentication service which is written in Node.js. It is a backend written in Node.js, and what it does, it uses MySQL as a database and takes the users and saves the data in the database. First of all, this is the first thing. And why it is here, like why it is a separate authentication service, because I have made a lot of projects earlier on, and what used to happen whenever someone wants to use my project, they have to sign into each of them separately. But now what I've done, I have used, for example, if you are using Google, what you do actually, you go to google.com, you sign in, you make account, and after signing in, whatever application you go to, like you want to go to Google Mail, Gmail, or Google Drive, or Google Photos, you are automatically logged in. So I have decided to like implement the same service for my projects as well. That means that you only have to log in once, and then a cookie will be generated by the backend, and you will be authenticated, you will be authorized each time by that particular cookie, so that you don't have to log in again and again. Then we have a front end, we have infra service. I'll explain you. Then we have our main server. This main server is in Golang, and what it does, it basically takes all of your requests. Like we have exposed a single API endpoint. This API endpoint takes a request, and then it pushes whatever the request is to a Kafka queue based on the topic. And from that Kafka queue, we have our workers. One worker is in Python, which is a notification service which sends you email, SMS, or WhatsApp. Then we have a notification payment service, which also basically deals with the payments. Like it consumes a topic from Kafka and then it generates a URL in return. And when you go to that URL, you will be redirected to a page where you can make your actual payment. Then we have the authentication service, which is the front end for authentication. Fine, this is it. The summary of what the project is. So let me start each of the server one by one so that you can get a raw view of how this actual thing is working. So first of all, there are two things. If I go to infra, you will see a file which is mcgcluster.yaml. It means that whatever service I have wrote a YAML file for it, and I can simply start a Kubernetes cluster with these particular services inside it. If I go to CMD, hope my recording is started. Yeah, it is started. If I go to CMD and I run CD, DES, development, then we have services, then we have multi-cloud gateway. Yeah. Then if I go to infra and then I type this command, which is what? Kind apply dash f, what is the name? MCG cluster.yaml. If I write this command, a Kubernetes cluster will be created, and each of the services that I've created till now, along with the databases and the Kafka queue, will run independently inside pods. So I can use all of them at the single time. But actually, this takes a lot of time. So that's why I'll show you in a different way. I'll start each service one by one. Someone is calling me, I guess. Yeah. So I'll use the service, I'll turn on each service one by one. So now let's turn on the services one by one. I actually returned the flow in my iPad. So let me quickly see what's the flow. Yeah, so this has been written here. I don't know if you can see it. So first of all, we'll start the Kafka because I made it a few months ago, so I forgot the total flow. So we'll open a bash terminal. We'll start our Kafka. So to start our Kafka, we'll go to desktop, then development, command man, then services, then we have our infra, multi-cloud gateway, then we have infra. So if I take you to the dashboard, actually, this is infra, and we have a file docker compose.yaml, which basically turns on Kafka with the help of Zookeeper. Fine. I'm gonna run this with Docker. Come on, man. Compose up. This is a backend heavy project, guys. This is not a simple merge stack application, merge stack wrapper, or I put up an ChatGPT wrapper on a full stack project. A way more complicated project just to show my skills. They keep saying it again and again. Yeah. So Kafka has been started with the help of Zookeeper. So we have a queue running on our system right now. Then I have databases running. We have used two databases in this. First is MySQL to keep the track of the users, and the second one is MongoDB, which basically keeps the track of all the logs from the main server. So dev services, multi-cloud gateways, looks multi-cloud gateway, yeah. And then we'll go to databases. First of all, let me show you what databases are running right now. So logger ps, you can see that we have MySQL running. But we do not have MongoDB running right now. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna run MongoDB as well. So Docker run -d -p 27017 Mongo. Yeah, so it also has been started. MongoDB has also been started. So we have 4 services running right now. 2 are of Kafka and Zookeeper. Kafka is running with the help of Zookeeper, Apache Kafka. Then we have MongoDB and MySQL. So these are the services which are running right now. Then we're going to start our services one by one. So keep following the video. We'll go to where is our VS Code. First of all, we'll start our, what do you call it, payment notification service. So this is a terminal for Python, and let's go to one more terminal. Let's see which one opens first. Yeah, so first of all, we'll remove the virtual environment so that we can create a new for ourselves. So we create a new one. So let me activate it. Then we'll run the file python app.py. So this will start a notification service on the port 5002. Okay. Then on this, we are going to start a notification service. So we'll go to authentication service. Use be self and ask them to shut up. Then we'll go to authentication service, and then we'll write yarn dev, which will start a server, which will start our authentication service. Then we'll start our main server right now. So let me go to CMD. Come on, man. Then development, then services, then multi-cloud gateway. Yeah, then we'll go to main server, run this main.go. Yeah. So our main server is in Golang. Notification service is in Python, and the rest of them are in, like, the front ends are in Next.js and the backends are in Node.js. I hope that makes sense. Okay. This is our main server, which is being started right now. The meaning is our payment service and authentication service. Yeah, so it is started right now. Let me start my payment service as well. So this is authentication service. Let me start my payment service. For payment service, we'll go to payment, nope, cd dash dash dash. Come on, man. cd payment service. Then we have node, sorry, npm. I don't know. I don't remember the command. Let me check. Infra main server, which is payment service, and then package.json. So we have dev script here as well. So yarn. Come on, man. It's a long project. A lot of efforts have been put in. Till now, let's see how much time does it take to run. Yeah, I think after it, I need to turn on 2 different some more services. So to turn them on, what I will do, yeah, payment service is also running, and this is consuming from the Kafka queue. This payment service is not started with the help of Express.js. This has been started with the help of a simple worker, and that worker is consuming from Kafka queue. So we'll start 2 more. We'll go to front end, yarn, start. Then we'll go to which one? UI auth, and we also type start here. So the entire thing is started. What's the error? UI auth failed to start the server. It's already in use. Okay, so the port is already in use. That means quickly go to front end, payment service, UI auth, and let me change the port really quick. Let me make it to 2000, yeah, 2002. So we press yarn, build, and then yarn start. I hope the lighting is correct, guys. I'm visible totally. So this will also start the UI service. Okay, till then, let me show you what are the services actually doing. Let's go one by one. Let me read it from my thread. I've written it. I don't remember things too much. So first of all is payment gateway. So payment gateway, let me test the payment gateway first of all for you. To test it, we have our guys. Silence, please. Guys, silence, please. Okay. So so we have our server main server running on 8000, and what this will do, this will push this data with the service payment service and data total amount in redirect URLs and all. It will like send the data, whatever I'm sending data, and push them inside a Kafka queue. And from that Kafka queue, the payment service will consume the topic. And after consuming the topic, it will hit the PhonePe server, and PhonePe server will return me some data, some URL, and I will grab that URL, and then I will show you that how it is actually working. Let me make a total amount of 1000 rupees. I want to make a payment of 1000 rupees. I will hit send. It will give me this job ID, and now I will also get my, let me just wait for a second. Where is no, this is not here. This is also not here. Where is it? Where's my main server? Okay, so this is not here right now. Let me see. Let me go to I actually forgot where was my URL was being returned. So this is my main Python server. Then we have my, yeah, it must be somewhere here. So this is done. This is done somewhere. Yeah, so this is the received URL. If I press Control C and then I go to let me open Chrome, Control V, and you will see that I will be actually able to make a payment of 1000 rupees. You can see it is 1000 rupees. So it is asking me to make a payment of 1000 rupees. So payment service has been verified from my side. Next up is notification service. To test the notification service, we'll again open our Postman, and then we'll go to notification service. Now I want to send a OTP with that to this particular number. So again, thing is same, the URL is same, but this time the service become notification service. We have channel as SMS, and I can send a message. It will send me a message. Actually, my phone received a message. Let me see if it does. Yeah, it has received a message. And yeah, you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it has received a message from Twilio. Okay. Yeah. So now let me check the email service as well. This has three services: email, WhatsApp, and mobile, email, WhatsApp, and SMS. So body is this email I want to send to Ankush. Come on, man. Sing.dev@gmail.com. This has been queued. This will be pushed to a queue, and then a Python server will grab it from a queue. You will see that I received this data, and now this was the phone number, and now this is the email ID where I want to send it. Let me see. Let me open my Chrome. Let me go to mails and push thing.dev. Come on, man. Yeah. Let me see if I have received an email. This is sent from microservice. Fine. And this was the body actually. This is sent from microservice. We can send OTPs and well. Okay, so and then we have our dashboard, main dashboard, which looks like this, which is not right now. What we will do, we'll go to localhost 3000/dashboard. On the dashboard, you can see that I just made 3 requests. These are being fetched from MongoDB database. First is the payment service. I did notification service test 2 times. First was if I show you this was sent to this mobile number. Second was if I show you this was sent to this email ID. Then we also have a mail, this payment service thing. So the logs are here and logs are being displayed on a browser on a front end. Fine. The last but not the least is my authentication service. So we'll go to localhost 3002. Oh man, this is not what do I want right now. Okay. This is something which I want to show you very specifically, because if you go to Google and sign in there, you will get like options of signing and signing up. After sign in, whatever platforms you go to, like if you want to go to Google Drive or Google Photos or whatever, you don't have to sign in again and again and again. That's what happens. Because if you go to yincoach.wtf, you will see that all of my applications are available on subdomains. For example, this is yincoach.wtf. If you go to chat application, this is chat.yincoach.wtf. Come on, man, internet speed. Okay, you can see that subdomain has been changed. If you go to expenses, it will go to expenses.yincoach.wtf. Similar for Mezzo, similar for Prolang, and similar for Zerodive as well. And you have to sign in again and again and again on these platforms. But I have removed the service. I mean, this is right now there, but the service says that you don't have to log in again and again. You simply have to log in only once. Okay, so let me try it. Let me sign up first. Let me sign in by Ankush. These are my details. I hope it makes sense. Email is ankush.dev. Let's say password is 1234567 1234567. Oh, sign up failed. It got failed somehow. I don't know why, guys. Uh, did it hit the wrong server? I guess it hit the wrong server. Let me try to sign in. What was the error actually? I don't know what can be the potential error. Let me see the logs. Logs are being hidden on this terminal. I don't know why it got hit like this. But yeah. Oh, actually the sign up got failed because the course which I'm enabling on my notification service. Let me sorry. Which is authentication service. Come on, man, where are you? Authentication service. Let me go to in the main file, which is app.ts, and I put it as localhost 2002, because the request is coming from localhost 2002. Yeah. So let me start the authentication service once more. Authentication service, I don't know where it is, it running right now. So we'll start it again. What terminal is it? Man, this must be the terminal, I guess. Yeah, this is it. Okay, let me open it. One more terminal. So cd des dv, then we have services, then we have multi-cloud gateway, then we have authentication service, then we'll type yarn dev. I hope it starts it really quick. Let me just wait until it gets started. So yeah, it is running on Google 5000. Now if I try to click on create account, again the sign up has been failed. I don't know why. Let me see. Let me try once more. And push with this email ID, password 1234 1234 5678 1234 5678. I know, guys, I do a lot of mistakes, but this is how it is. Authentication service is running on anyone code 5000. Oh, there's an error. I don't know. I don't have actually the time to solve the error. I made this project a few months ago, but I don't know why this error is coming. This is probably might be the course error, and I actually don't have time right now to show it to you. I am just recording it in a fast pace. Sorry, guys, if sign up kind of service failed. It will work once I solve the error, because it was working earlier on. So this was it for the microservice architecture. This is just to show you again my control over things on different technologies, on Golang, on Python, on Node.js and all, how I understand the microservice architecture, how I'm able to use different databases and all. So I've tried to cover as many things in this video. I've used Kafka, I've written a file for running it in a Kubernetes cluster. I've containerized each service. This is enough, I guess. And this is available on my GitHub. This is the link, and you can explore it here. So yeah, this was for the video. Thank you so much, guys. Hope to see you very soon in one more project.